Hey guys, this is our last week before the Thanksgiving break. This week we don't have any new content. We're just going to be finishing up the website. So, the sooner you get the website finished, the sooner your break for this class will begin. But that doesn't mean to rush through it and not do a good job, because this is an important project like all of them. But this one, it has so many different parts to it that you want to make sure that your website overall is the best that it can be. So we're just doing the final additions and revisions. Please do not forget the revision part. You will want to leave enough time this week to make sure that you can get somebody else to be a second pair of eyes on your project. That can be taking it to the language arts lab, whether physically or virtually, and having one of the tutors walk through it with you and point out any areas that need the most revision, the most attention. That can be asking one of your teammates that you've been working with this semester to look through your website and again be that second pair of eyes, point out anything that they see that needs more finesse, more revision, more design attention, content attention, whatever. And then it could be somebody else completely different. If you do go to the language arts lab, make sure you tell them that you want me to be notified, because that will work in your favor when I'm evaluating your website. All right, so to complete your website, to complete the pages for the website, you need to make sure that you've added items to at least 2 inside pages. That's at least. You can have more inside pages than just 2. 2 is the minimum required. So you should have your home page and your about page and your contact pages already done. And then you should have 2 other content pages, or we call them inside pages, that give more of your own work. So one of those pages, remember, needs to showcase a current project, something you create for this page that demonstrates your skills, knowledge, and or proficiency. So if you were in game design or you're an avid gamer or something, you could do a video game walkthrough, a user guide. You've had experience with user guides, so this could be a way to take that experience and then elevate it into this personal project of yours. You could create an infographic of some sort that is useful to your users and demonstrates your skills and your professional knowledge. You could write blog posts. You've had one blog post activity that you've already been assigned. You could write a second blog post on a topic of your choice that also fits your website. You could write an article that, say, you would ideally like to have published in a trade journal or some other publication geared toward your field of study or field of work. You could create a different kind of instruction manual. There's limitless ideas of what you could do for this page if you haven't already done something for it. And then the other page needs to act as a portfolio or a collection of other professional work. 3 to 5 items are required. You can choose from work we've done in the class. So you've had to write a report and a directive memo, an incident report and directive memo. So you could use that, kind of make sure that it's revised and edited and all of that. And you could use that. You could do some of the other things that we've done in class. You could choose things from other classes that are in your field of study. Another, report you've done or another project that you've done, something, based on that. Even you can do samples of work you do in your everyday job. If you have a job that showcases skills that are important and necessary for the career that you're intending to go into, you could use samples of work that you do in your everyday job. Just make sure that you hide any identifying information that should not be displayed in public. So those are just some examples of what you can have on these pages. You can, like I said, you can have more pages if you want to. You could set up a whole blog page. and a resource page. You can have an FAQ page. You can have lots of different kinds of things going on. You could have a video page with just videos, informative videos, things that would demonstrate your professional knowledge and skills. And then you want to, again, make sure that you proofread and revise every page, every item on every page. You need to proofread and revise all of the content to make sure it's the highest quality content you can. You also need to make sure that you have paid attention, careful attention to the details of the design elements of every page. Make sure that you are following the basic design principles that we've been talking about this semester and that are outlined in the general document here. So we're not going to go through all of this. We've talked about a lot of it already. And the design elements, you know, use a theme that is appropriate for your field of study or work, or your product or service. If you've gone that direction instead of a field of study, but offering a product or service, you need to make sure it is visually appealing, that you have appropriate images. You know, use pexels.com for some quality images and videos if you would like to. There are some other sources out there. Canva has some free ones you could use. But yeah, just, you know, make sure that whatever you're using is allowable to use, like it's public domain type stuff. Readable fonts and colors, make sure that your combinations work well, that there's enough contrast between background and text color, that the sizing of the text is good. Check on, you know, check for comfortable reading on both desktop and mobile devices. Make sure that you're using short paragraphs, that you make good use of headings and any subheadings that are needed. They use bullet points as appropriate. That does not mean everything on your website needs to be in bullet points, but where it's appropriate to use them, where it's helpful to use them, you do. Using white space to enhance readability, meaning not having everything crammed onto a page that's full of text and images and a busy background. You want to have space. It wants to be a nice, peaceful, Zen sort of experience for your readers, and limit the need to scroll. You do not want pages that go on and on and on and on, because most of us are not going to look at them for very long. We're not going to keep going with that. When you're revising, you know, make sure that you're using an upbeat conversational tone. Remember that when people are reading text, they only have that text to go by. You don't have the other elements of communication with facial expression, eye contact, body language, and all of that. You know, that's not there. So you need to do your best to create this tone with the way you write and the way you present the material on your website, so that it comes across as a likable person. Remember, one of the things you want to do is establish that you are a real person, that you're likable, that you're credible, you're knowledgeable. So you want to make sure you work and you pay specific attention to that. You do want it to be informal, but you want it to be professional. So you're still being clear and concise. You're not adding in filler words and phrases. You're not using a lot of unnecessary jargon. There will be times where you need to use jargon, but you're not using unnecessary jargon. You are making sure that you've used strong action verbs, active voice, and you're avoiding cliches. As much as you possibly can, avoid cliches. Once you have done all of that, you've made sure that you have met all of the requirements, that you are able to read everything, that the readers are able to read everything clearly and understand everything clearly, then you can consider yourself done with this project. You should have already submitted to me the website link for your project. You need to make sure that you have published the site in order for the link to work. Otherwise, I won't be able to access that site, and neither will anyone else who might be needing to look at it. And there will be classmates looking at them after we return from Thanksgiving. So you need to make sure that that link works, that I will have access to it, because if I can't look at your pages, I can't evaluate your website. That's the same as you not submitting your work. So make sure that you have followed those directions, you have that link submitted on Blackboard, and it is working. Next week is Thanksgiving week, and we are not doing any classwork that week at all. You do have the week off. GRCC classes are only meeting on Monday anyway. So we're not gonna, I don't assign work over the Thanksgiving break. I mean, it's bad enough that we have to wait until 3/4 of the way through the semester before we even get a break. I'm not going to make you work on that break. I will be working because I'll be looking at all your websites and everything. But you guys get the break. And then when we return afterwards, you will be doing a short project where you are going to be reviewing someone else's site, not writing a review of that site, but I mean, like visiting their site, looking at the materials that they have, getting to know that person through their website. Then you will be creating a job post that you think would match their ideal job. And then you will be writing them a job offer letter. You're not actually giving it to that person, but you're going to be writing them as if you are giving them to that person. Once that is done, we will turn our attention to the final project of the semester, which is something more along the lines of management level type of work. And so you'll be doing a performance review, but you're not reviewing someone else's performance, you're reviewing your own performance. And then you are creating a presentation as if you're presenting to an evaluation team, a board, or somebody, some team of people that would be deciding on something with this person. Are we going to hire them? Are we going to fire them? Are we going to promote them? You know, whatever it is, it's that kind of a performance review presentation that would be done in the workplace. And then that will be your final project that counts as your final exam. It brings together most of the things we've been working on this semester and gives you a way to kind of talk about what you did over the course of the semester. So that's what you can look forward to. Yes, I will have an example of a presentation that you can look at. And I will have examples of some of the documents that you would create for your performance review. So we will look at those after Thanksgiving break. So we only have a few weeks left, and this week and next week are more laid back as far as there's no new content this week, and next week is a break week. After that, we have just a few things left to do before the end of the semester. So if you have any questions or comments, please contact me sooner rather than later. If you wait till the last minute, you know, there's no guarantee that I'll be available, and I would like to be available to help you. Or even if I am available, there's no guarantee I'll be able to help you if you've waited till the last minute. So again, I really would like to be able to help you. So if you do have questions, contact me as soon as you have them.